Yay, it's working. Okay, so today I'm trying something a little bit different. I'm going to try to record on my document camera. So if you can see, my computer's over there, and then I have my document camera hooked up over here. So that way you can see what I'm doing while I'm working. And today I want to go over how to create your fancy schmancy logo name project. So you can ignore all this stuff. I'm going to get out my notebook and I want to show, or my sketchbook, and I want to show you guys how to do your fun little names. So for the logo name project, I just want to show you a couple examples that I have handy. These are both logo name examples. This one is for myself, and this is one that I did last year for my son Drake. But what we're going to do is we're going to make our name in an interesting way in the center of our paper, and then we're going to fill the background and around surrounding area with things that tell me about you so that I get to know you a little bit better. So if you look at my example down here, you'll notice that, I'm going to get some of these papers out of the way. There we go. You'll notice a lot about me without even knowing me. So if you look at this example, you know my name's Mrs. Birchmeyer. That should be right in the center of your paper. So if your name is Isabella, I just want you to write what you want me to call you. So if your name's Isabella, but everyone calls you Izzy, you can just write Izzy. If your name is Benjamin, but everyone calls you Benny, you can just write Benny. So write the name that you want me to call you. So the first step is going to be to come up with a creative way to write your name. So we're going to write our name, and then we're going to fill the background and surrounding areas with things that tell me about you. So for example, if you look at my logo name, you know that I love coffee. I always have coffee. Here's my coffee. You know that I love sweets. So I have a donut on there. This morning I had a delicious chocolate chip muffin, but it's gone because it was so yummy. You can tell that I really like Sharpie pens. Here's one of my Sharpie pens. And the reason I drew a Sharpie pen is because I use Sharpie pens to create artwork. I use Sharpie pens to write my notes. I just really like them. I don't know if you've ever used them, but it's like a Sharpie marker. But the cool thing is it doesn't bleed to the back side of the page. So it's kind of better than a Sharpie. You'll see a little bat symbol down here because I love Batman. He's like the coolest superhero of all time. You see a flower over here because I really love nature and I like to garden. And you'll see some headphones up here with some music coming out because music makes me so happy. And if you look, I know it's upside down, but over there in my studio room, there is my music. I should have something on right now, but I don't. But anyway, I love music. Music is fun. And so I have music in my logo name. And I'm assuming you guys can tell a little bit about my son Drake just by looking at his. So you know his name's Drake. You know he likes Legos. This is like a little fingerling monkey. I don't know. He really likes them. There's a puzzle piece over here because he's really awesome at puzzles. There's a rocket ship back there because he likes space. There's Batman down here because he is like his mother. He thinks Batman is the coolest. There are some big T-Rex tracks over here because he likes dinosaurs. And there are some Star Wars characters and Star Wars stuff in the corner because Star Wars is cool and he loves Star Wars. Okay, so step number 1, you guys, is going to be to write your name in a really fun and interesting way. And I just want to show you a couple quick ways you can do this. So I'm just going to pick a name. Let's do the name Max, okay? So I'm going to pick the name Max, and I just have a pencil, and I'm just going to write Max. Max. Okay? And then maybe I'll try to write Max with all capital letters too, so you can see what that would look like. And I'll try to make Max a little fun and funky. Max. Okay, so I wonder if, there we go. That's kind of fun one. Oh, and you can't even see what I did. I just kind of made some of the lines a little bit different. So I'm going to show you what you're going to do. So the first thing is you're just going to write the word or write your name as normal as you can. And the second thing you're going to do is you're going to grab a Sharpie marker and you are going to outline what you have already created. So I'm just going around what I've already done with pencil with Sharpie marker. Okay, and then you're going to take your eraser. I have a nice white eraser back here. I'm going to use and erase all my pencil, and voila! There's a cool way to write Max. So I could do it that way, or I could do it down here. I'm going to use a Sharpie pen to outline this one just so I can get a little bit more detailed with my line. So in this one, instead of making it rounded edges, I'm going to square them off like that. Just see what it looks like. Okay, so that way looks pretty cool. And I'm going to take my eraser and erase it. Ooh, that looks nice. Okay, and then the last way, I wrote it really funky, remember? And I'm going to outline that really funky design with my Sharpie marker. So there we go. And you could do this any way you like. I'm just kind of going with the flow and seeing what this looks like. I haven't done it before. Ooh, that is kind of cool. So I just showed you 3 interesting ways that you could write Max, but I'm sure you could get really creative and write it a million amazing ways. So what I'm going to suggest that you do, here I'm going to put the video back on me. There we go. Okay, so what I'm going to suggest you do, and it's kind of funky because I have my window behind me, and so it's messing up, making it really dark and gloomy. So I'm going to move my camera over there. Here we go. Better lighting. Okay, so what I want you guys to do in your sketchbook is make 2 pages full of different name designs and ideas. So 2 whole pages full of unique ways to write your name. And something you can do if you feel like you need to, this is something that always helps me, is, and I will move the camera over here so you can see what I'm doing. All right, so there we go, there we go, there we go. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up a new, I'm opening up a new Google page, and I'm just going to search graffiti letters and see what comes up. And when I do this, images, you can see so many interesting, amazing ideas. So let's say you see this one and you decide, and I want to make sure that you can see this, so hold on. Oh, no, you can't really well. So I'm going to zoom in a little bit closer. There we go. All right. Okay, and now if I go back to my page, so I looked up some different letter types, and if you find one you like let's say I like this one, I can just pull it up and try my best to write my name in that style. So you don't have to use the exact same method that I was using. You could get creative and look at some other styles that are already available for you online and try to write your name in those ways. Another thing you can do is you can look up your specific name. So for example, I did Max. So I'm going to type in Max 3D letters. Let's just see if anything pops up with the word Max. Yeah. So that's not a very great example, but you can see that there are some things that pop up. So I'm going to go back to my camera and put it back on me. Okay, and so for today, all I want you to do is come up with 2 full pages of name design. So I could probably fit I would say 4 names on this one page, maybe 4 names on the other pages. So that's 8 names total. And I want you to get creative and think outside the box, okay? So, and I'm going to show you these one more time. So Drake's name is a pretty boxy, plain name, and then he has these little feet on the edges of them. So these little design things on the edges of the E, those are called feet. And on the bottom of the K and the A and the R, those are called feet. My design that I used, I just went around the letters that I already wrote, and then I made them all 3D. So if you want to try and make your name 3D, you can do that too. Okay, so that's all I want you to do today is come up with 2 pages of your name designs in your sketchbook. And I really want you to use this method where you start with a pencil and then you erase all the pencil and you're left with marker. If you're going to be freestyling something, like if you find something on Google that you really want to try out, I suggest doing it only in Sharpie, so that way if you try another design, you start erasing, it's good, and it's in Sharpie, it's not going to be erased. So if you do it with pencil first, that's fine. Just make sure you outline it with Sharpie so it looks nice. And just something to think about, Sharpie marker bleeds a little bit. So I don't know how you guys feel about this, but personally, I like to just make sure that I don't do any of my drawings on the back of my Sharpie marker pages. I guess you could, but they're going to look kind of funky. So I would do this and then skip a page and then do another page. Okay, or you could do this page and just not use the back sides of those pages for any of our assignments. Okay, all right, so that is your assignment today.